Today we're going to look at 4.6, analyzing quadratic functions of the form y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, which is your general form. So once again, read the information. Take your time, see how I've gone from this equation into finding axis of symmetry, the vertex, and the y-intercepts. Okay, so it's a little process. And we also introduced a new form that helps you do that. So take a look at it, read it. Once you have read it, and you got an understanding on how it works, and then I want you to stop the tape and try this equation, and then and then turn the tape on and see if the answers are correct. Also, you have down here the answers correct too, if you question my work. So here we go. We're identifying the x-intercept. I think I mentioned way back in 4.1 or 4.2 that you can just take this number here, and that is my y-intercept, which is 0, negative 5. Because if I put 0 in for that, that's gone. 0 in for that, that's gone. So that means y is equal to negative 5. Perfect. X-intercept, we can't do that. So what we have to do is we have to factor it. So once again, we're going to factor. So I got y is equal to 0.5x squared minus 1.5x minus 5. I do not want to play with decimal numbers, so I'm going to divide everything by 0.5. So I divide it by 0.5, I get x squared. Here I get 3x, and here I get minus 10. Okay, x squared, so I'm going to go split it up. Numbers give me 10, or numbers are 1 times 10, 2 times 5. Can they equal 3? Yeah, that's 5 and 2, so it's going to be negative 5 plus 2. I then use the 0 property. So x minus 5 is equal to 0, x is equal to 5, so when it crosses the equal sign comes the positive. So x is equal to 5, so this 1 point is 5, 0. We then do the same with the 2. X plus 2, we're going to use the 0 property, is equal to 0. X is equal to negative 2, because when it's positive across the equal sign becomes negative, so the other point is negative 2, 0. So there's my intercepts. 5 and 0, and negative 2 and 0. I then have to find the axis of symmetry. Am I looking at my formula here? I can take x1 plus x2 divided by 2. So I can take from the axis of symmetry, I will take x is equal to 5 plus negative 2 divided by 2, x is equal to negative, or 3 divided by 2, x is equal to 1.5. That is my axis of symmetry. Okay, I now got to find the vertex. So the axis of symmetry, this is the x part of it. So all I do is plug it into the equation, the original equation. So y is equal to 0.5 times 1.5 squared minus 1.5 times 1.5 minus 5. Y is equal to 0.5 times 2.25 minus 2.25 minus 5. Y is equal to 1.125 minus 2.25 minus 5. Y is equal to negative 6.125. So my vertex 1.5 and negative 6.125. And then once you take a look at B, part B now, once again, you're going to look at this equation, you're going to try to graph it and get information from it. So take a look, go slowly, see how it's done. And then once it's done, stop the tape, try graphing this one. Once you graphed it, or once you got all the answers, and stop the tape and try and see how it works. So once again, I'm going to look at the y-intercept. So y-intercept is equal to 0, 1. So that gets that from there. Okay. X-intercept, I'm going to factor it. Okay, so the factor y is equal to negative 3x plus 9x plus 1. 3 times 1 is negative 3. That was going to be 1 times 3, and that's it. So because I can't factor it, there are no x-intercepts. Okay? So, find my graph paper here. There's no x-intercept, so I'm good to go. So next one, I'm going to find the vertex. So to find the vertex, I will then take the same equation and I will go y as you go negative 3x squared plus 9x plus 1, and I'm going to do the completing of the square, so I'm going to complete this square. So, take out 3y is equal to negative 3x squared minus 3x plus 1. I'm going to divide 3 by 2 to get my square of x squared minus 3x plus 2.25 minus 2.25 plus 1. I'm going to take this out before it has to be multiplied by the 3. So I get negative 3x squared minus 3x plus 2.25 plus 6.75 plus 1. This is going to be equal to x minus 1.5 squared plus 7.75. So there's my vertex. It is 1.5 and 7.75. So that's where it hits on that line. So once I get that, so 1, 2, 3, so 1.5 goes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 7.5 is here. So roughly right about there. I know it crosses the x-intercept at 1, or the y-intercept at 1, so this is going to come down there. Because this goes in half, that means this is 1.5, that means this has to be 3, so there's the other part. With some of that. So there's the graph of that equation. But there should be some x-intercepts here because it crosses it there and there, so I should have been able to factor this out and get you some answers for that. Next one, C. You're now going to take a look at this one. And C requires you to see how we can write an equation for it, or write a quadratic function for this line that passes through these points and has this x and y intercept. So you're going to use the factor form equation to do that. So read how it's done. Once you get an idea done, then try this equation on here and then check your answer, which is right there. If you have trouble, then take a look and see how I've done it. So we're going to plug in the factor form equation, which is y is equal to a times x minus x1 times x minus x2. I know that my points x1 and x2 are 1 and 7, so x minus 1 and x minus 7. I also know x is equal because they tell me it goes with 3 and 16, so 16 is equal to a, 3 minus 1, and 3 minus 7. All I'm going to do is solve for a now. So 16 is equal to a, 3 minus 1 is 2, And 3 minus 7 is negative 4. 16 is equal to 4 times negative 2 is, 2 times negative 4 is negative 8a. Divided by negative 8 divided by negative 8a is equal to negative 2. Okay, I then go back to my equation. I plug that in for a, so y is equal to negative 2x minus x1 times x minus 7. 7 is there, that should have been a 1 there, which I was trying to do earlier. So now I want to get rid of these brackets, so y is equal to negative 2x plus 2 times x minus 7. Y is equal to negative 2x squared plus 14x plus 2x minus 14. Combine my like terms. X squared, so like terms got to have the same variable and exponent. There's only one. Here I got x and x, so 14 plus 2 is 16x. And here minus 14, and there's my answer. Check your assignment on the calendar, and if you have any questions, please come and see me.